1167. What situation is most conducive to the formation of radiation fog? A. Warm, moist air over low, flatland areas on clear, calm nights. B. Moist, tropical air moving over cold, offshore water. C. The movement of cold air over much warmer water. The correct answer is A. During clear, calm nights, heat is lost from the surface of the Earth rapidly by radiation. The ground and the air in contact with it become cooler than the surrounding air, and if enough moisture is present and the temperature drops to the dew point, radiation fog may form. This type of fog usually dissipates soon after sunrise when the sun warms the ground and the air. 1168. In which situation is advection fog most likely to form? A. A warm, moist air mass on the windward side of mountains. B. An air mass moving inland from the coast in winter. C. A light breeze blowing colder air out to sea. The correct answer is B. Advection fog occurs when a relatively warm, moist air mass moves over a colder surface, such as the ocean or land. As the air mass cools, water vapor condenses to form fog. In this case, the air mass is moving from the coast inland, where it encounters colder land surfaces, causing advection fog to form. 1169. An air mass moving inland from the coast in winter is likely to result in A. Rain. B. Fog. C. Frost. The correct answer is B. When a relatively warm, moist air mass moves over a colder surface, such as land in winter, the air near the surface can become chilled and reach its dew point, resulting in the formation of advection fog. This is a common occurrence when moist air moves inland from a coastal region in winter. 1170. What types of fog depend upon wind in order to exist? A. Radiation fog and ice fog. B. Steam fog and ground fog. C. Advection fog and upslope fog. The correct answer is C. Advection fog and upslope fog both depend on wind to exist. Advection fog forms when a warm, moist air mass moves over a cooler surface and the moisture condenses into fog. Upslope fog forms when moist air is forced to rise along a hill or mountain slope, cooling and condensing into fog. Wind is necessary for both of these types of fog to occur. Radiation fog, on the other hand, forms on clear, calm nights when the ground cools rapidly by radiation and cools the overlying air to its dew point. Ice fog forms in extremely cold conditions when water vapor in the air freezes into ice crystals, creating a suspended fog of ice particles. Steam fog, also known as sea smoke, forms when cold air moves over relatively warm water, causing water vapor to rise and condense into fog. Ground fog forms in low-lying areas on clear, calm nights when the ground cools and cools the air above it to the dew point. 1171. Low-level turbulence can occur and icing can become hazardous in which type of fog? A. Rain-induced fog. B. Upslope fog. C. Steam fog. The correct answer is C. When cold, dry air from land areas moves over relatively warm ocean waters in the winter, steam fog is created. In a steam fog, low-level turbulence can happen and ice might become dangerous. 1172. What is the best way for a remote pilot to determine the likelihood of local fog formation? A. Monitor the temperature/dew point spread. B. Monitor the wind conditions to ensure the wind speed is not increasing. C. Monitor the barometric pressure to ensure that it is not decreasing. The correct answer is A. The best way for a remote pilot to determine the likelihood of local fog formation is to monitor the temperature/dew point spread. When the temperature and dew point are close, or the temperature is lower than the dew point, the air is near saturation and fog may form. This information can be obtained from local weather reports or by using a handheld weather device that measures temperature and dew point. Monitoring wind conditions and barometric pressure can provide additional useful information, but they are not as directly related to the formation of fog as the temperature/dew point spread.